I have told this story many times, not out of bravado, but out of a need for absolution. I have never been a violent person. Even when I was young and adopted the rules of the street, anyone who knew me knew it was a bad fit. I've never felt that the pride that is supposed to come with righteous self-defense and justified violence. Whenever it was me on top of someone, whatever my rage in the moment, afterward I always felt sick at having been lowered to the crudest form of communication. Malcolm made sense to me not out of a love of violence, but because nothing in my life prepared me to understand tear gas as deliverance, as those Black History Month martyrs of the civil rights movement did. But more than any shame I feel about my own actual violence, my greatest regret was that in seeking to defend you, I was in fact endangering you. I could have you arrested, he said, which is to say, one of your son's earliest memories will be watching the men who sodomized Abner Louima and choked Anthony Baez's cuff, club, tase, and break you. I had forgotten the rules, an error as dangerous on the Upper West Side of Manhattan as on the West Side of Baltimore. One must be without error out here. Walk in single file, work quietly, pack an extra number 2 pencil, make no mistakes. But you are human, and you will make mistakes. You will misjudge. You will yell. You will drink too much. You will hang out with people you shouldn't. Not all of us can always be Jackie Robinson. Not even Jackie Robinson was always Jackie Robinson. But the price of error is higher for you than it is for your countrymen. And so that America might justify itself. The story of a black body's destruction must always begin with his or her error, real or imagined, with Eric Gardner's anger, with Trayvon Martin's mythical words, "You're gonna die tonight," with Sean Bell's mistake of running with the wrong crowd, with me standing too close to the small-eyed boy pulling out. I am speaking to you as I always have, as the sober and serious man I've always wanted you to be, who does not apologize for his human feelings, who does not make excuses for his height, his long arms, his beautiful smile. You are growing into consciousness, and my wish for you is that you feel no need to constrict yourself to make other people comfortable. None of that can change the math anyway. I never wanted you to be twice as good as them, so much as I have always wanted you to attack every day with of your brief, bright life in struggle. The people who must believe they are white can never be your measuring stick. I would not have you descend into your own dreams. I would have you be a conscious citizen of this terrible and beautiful world. They had worked 2 and 3 jobs, put children through high school and college, and become pillars of their community. I admired them, but I knew the whole time that I was merely encountering the survivors, the ones who'd endured the banks and their stone-faced contempt, the realtors and their fake sympathy. I'm sorry, that house just sold yesterday. The realtors who steered them back towards ghetto blocks, or blocks earmarked to be ghettos soon. The lenders who found this captive class and tried to strip them of everything they had. In those homes, I saw the best of us, but behind each of them, I knew that there were so many millions gone. And I knew that there were children born into these same caged neighborhoods on the west side, these ghettos, each of which was as planned as any subdivision. They are an elegant act of racism, killing fields authorized by federal policies, where we are all again plundered of our dignity, of our families, of our wealth, and of our lives. And there is no difference between the killing of Prince Jones and the murders attending these killing fields because both are rooted in the assumed inhumanity of black people, a legacy of plunder, a network of laws and traditions, a heritage, a dream. Murdered Prince Jones as sure as it murders black people in North Lonsdale with frightening regularity. Black on black crime is jargon, violence to language, which vanishes the men who engineered the covenants, who fixed the loans, who planned the projects, who built the streets and sold red ink by the barrel. And this should not surprise us. The plunder of black life was drilled into this country in its infancy and reinforced across its history so that the plunder has become an heirloom, an intelligence, a sentience, a default setting to which likely to the end of our days we must invariably return. The killing fields of Chicago, of Baltimore, of Detroit were created by the policy of dreamers, but their weight, their shame, rests solely upon those who are dying in them. There is a great deception in this. To yell black on black crime is to shoot a man and then shame him for bleeding. That premise that allows for these killing fields, the reduction of the black body, is no different than the premise that allowed for the murder of Prince Jones. The dream of acting white, of talking white, of being white, murdered Prince Jones as sure as it murders black people in Chicago with frightening regularity. Do not accept the lie. Do not drink from poison. The same hands that drew red lines around the life of Prince Jones drew red lines around the ghetto. I write you at this precipice of my 40th year, having come to a point in my life not of great prominence, but far beyond anything that boy could have imagined. I did not master the streets because I could not read the body language quick enough. I did not master the schools because I could not see where any of it could possibly lead. But I did not fall. I have my family. I have my work. I no longer feel it necessary to hang my head at parties and tell people that I am trying to be a writer. And godless though I am, the fact of being human, the fact of possessing the gift of study, and thus being remarkable among all the matter floating through the cosmos still awes me. I have spent much of my studies searching for the right question by which I might fully understand the breach between the world and me. I knew that I wasn't so much bound to be a biological race as to a group of people, and these people were not black because of any uniform color or any uniform physical features. They were bound because they suffered under the weight of the dream, and they were bound by all the beautiful things, all the language and mannerisms, all the food and music, all the literature and philosophy, all the common language that they fashioned like diamonds under the weight of the dream.